Well, I just got done spraying my clothes down. Gonna let them dry here in the sun for a minute. It is mid-June in the south, and what that means is chiggers and ticks. They're out in full force, and I will not go in the woods without spraying my clothes with this permethrin. If you don't already know about it, I have a video explaining several different brands, how to mix it yourself or buy the stuff that's already pre-mixed, and where to find it, how much it costs, all that good stuff. So there will be a link down below if you want to check that out. But what I'll be doing today is a little bit of prep work in a little spot on private land that's up in the edge of a cedar thicket, and I'll be refreshing a salt lick, doing a little bit of cleaning up and explaining the whole setup and how it's supposed to work, how it's supposed to be set up for close range bow hunting, because that's basically what it is. I'm going to drive to the back of this field and park by the woods, and I've got a little trail cut up into the cedar thicket that goes straight to my tree stand. Let's go see how things are looking. It's getting pretty overgrown. So here's where the salt lick was, and I think it was last year, maybe the fall before, I don't even remember, but I put a trophy rock here, and obviously it's all been melted away, eaten by the deer, washed away by the rain, and you can see some bear dirt where they've been eating on it, but it's kind of run out. Looks like it ran out of salt a while ago, because there's not even a track in here. So it's about time to freshen her up. The salt I'll be using this time, I mentioned I used a trophy rock last time, and this time I'm using this Redmond agriculture salt, which is it's for livestock. And I posted about this on Instagram a few weeks ago, showing me freshened salt lick with it, and someone commented and thought I was sponsored. That's how much I like it. I was just telling everybody else about how much I like it, and someone thought I was trying to sell it for them. So I wasn't. I just really like it. So if you could find it, not everybody has it in stock, but I got it at the Farmers Co-op for $10.75 for 50 pounds. And what this is the exact same stuff as trophy rock, except granulated. It comes from the same mine in Utah, and it doesn't come with ticks, but the ticks come with the woods here. So this is exactly why I sprayed my clothes down. So basically I'm paying $10.75 for 50 pounds of trophy rock salt. It's just not in the rock form. I think they do sell a 50-pound block, but I've never bought it. So if you like the solid form, they might have that. You just gotta check with your co-op and see if they have it in stock, because it can be hard to find. But around here where I live, they've always got tons of it in stock. The deer will tear this up. Now they'll tear up any salt for that matter, but this is my go-to, and it's cheap and effective. And this whole bag they'll still be digging salt out of the dirt a year from now with this 50-pound bag. This will last more than a year. So we're gonna pour this out and look around here, and I'll show you my little setup, and then we'll get the trail camera set up. Now my tree stand is right up there. I'm not going to climb up there now because I don't have my harness with me, but it does need new straps. It's been up there with the same straps for a couple years now. That's in a big old chinkapin oak tree. Same tree here. Some years these will drop a bunch of acorns, sometimes they won't. Hopefully this year is a good year. I'm gonna have to clear a little bit of my shooting lane. We got some undergrowth coming up, getting in the way a little bit. And this cedar tree here, if I can scale up it, I need to cut a couple of those green branches off. So I want to be able to shoot to the salt lick. And I got a couple other shooting lanes coming out of that stand that I would like to touch up at some point. Mainly what I'm going to be clearing out is right around here so that it's nice and open for the trail camera. And I will start putting corn out here soon. And then of course the corn will be gone long before season. Alright, y'all are looking from where the trail camera is going to be. It's going to be facing into this way, so some of these dead saplings are going to go, and this honeysuckle is going to get knocked down real short, so we get a little bit better picture. You know, if there's a deer standing back in there like a big buck or something, I'll get a better look at him. Alright, so I've got it cleared up nicely just around the salt lick. Now, shooting lanes are going to be for another day. I've got to go up there with a safety harness and what do you call it, a lifeline, so I don't fall and break my head or something. And I've got to get some fresh ratchet straps up there so that lock-on doesn't break and fall out of the tree while I'm sitting in it. First time I ever sat up in that lock-on stand was opening day afternoon of bow season. So it was the first day of season, first time ever hunting on this property. And I'm good friends with the guy who hunts the farm next door, and we had talked about this buck that was a big buck, but he had a lot of potential with very few hunters around here and lots of land. He had good potential to become a giant. And as a 3.5-year-old, he was a good, I think, 11 point or something that would have scored easily 120, 125. And sure enough, opening day in the afternoon about 5:30, he came and stood under my tree stand about 10 yards from the tree and just stood there quartering away for about 5 minutes. I got him on video and everything, got lots of cool pictures of him, but I told my buddy that I wouldn't kill him. We had agreed to let him walk, so I stuck to my word, and that buck walked away. We saw him a few more times that season, and then the next year as a 4-year-old, he became a ghost. So no telling what happened to him. But that's a risk you take with letting a buck walk. Anyway, my point being, this is a good spot, or at least has potential to be a good spot at the right time. And this particular spot, one of the fields down this way, comes up to a finger right here, and deer cross here. There's a dip in the fence where they cross right here, and they've got a couple highways going off into that. It gets even thicker cedar trees down that way, so there's a couple good highways that run off through there, and they go all along the field actually, but stay inside the woods. So deer like to run through this cedar thicket. This is just kind of a central location, right up above two different fields, right at a spot where the deer funnel through pretty regular, under two big old chinkapin oak trees, so when they drop acorns, that's deer candy. We got the salt lick right here, so that's something for them to stop by at. And of course I'll be putting corn out to try to attract more deer and get more pictures and see if there's any decent bucks using the property this year. But of course the corn will be gone, you know, at least 10 days before hunting season, because we can't hunt over it here in Tennessee. My hope is that there will be a decent shooter buck out here this year that I can have a shot at during the velvet hunt. But if I don't have anything on much of a pattern, then it's just going to be one of those rut hunting spots where deer will come cruising through, bucks will come through. In fact, last year I made a regrettable mistake. I was going to work one morning, and right here, this finger of this field comes out to the top of a big open field, and I could see that from my driveway. Going to work one morning, there was a big, huge 8-point standing up here with a doe one morning in November, and I was going to work, and I didn't quite think he was big enough. I took some video of him, and I didn't want to call into work, so I went to work. And the more I thought about it, the more I looked at that video and realized that was a mature, big 8-point that I probably should have shot. Should have grabbed the 308, but is what it is. Regardless, deer come up through here during the rut all the time. A deer may walk by 50 yards and I'll never see it, but it also may come right through here and I get a perfect shot. So hopefully I covered everything. There's not really much else to this spot. Plan on hunting it a couple times this year. Definitely not going to wear it out. That definitely doesn't help my chances of killing a good buck, and I got other places I want to hunt, so this is just kind of one of those spots that it's nice to have. So we'll get all this junk cleaned up and get the trail camera hung right there on that little tree there. Make sure it's turned on, and we'll get out of here, and I'll be back with you all later. I almost forgot to mention this trail camera. A lot of y'all have probably seen this at Walmart. It's the $28 Tasco. So it's very basic. Takes decent pictures, especially for the money. I've bought a bunch of them. They have a $38 version that's a couple megapixels bigger in image quality, and they have the mossy oak bottomland camel pattern, so they look better. But I've had a couple of those act up on me. I had one or two of them go bad. I don't know if it's particular to that model or if it was just me just by chance getting two bad ones, but I've had better luck out of the gray ones so far, which are actually the cheaper ones. And you can turn it on one click to change all your date and time and image setting, picture settings. It'll take video, you can switch it to video mode. I'm just keeping it on single shot still picture with a 5-second delay. You can see the time is 3:05 in the afternoon, and everything's ready to go. It's got a memory card, so we're just gonna flick it on. It's gonna do a 10-second countdown, and we're ready to go.